It's her sister! It's her sister! It's her sister! It's her sister! It's her sister!
Shut up! Shut up! 2 episodes of this. Shut up! Wasted 30 minutes of my goddamn life.
Alright, welcome to The Walking Dead episode of Rage Candy. I'm Vertessa.
I'm Mark.
And this is our mid-season finale for The Walking Dead. 4 episodes, 1 giant rage. Yeah.
Previously on The Walking Dead. Maggie and Abraham and Ulysses, or Eugene, and that whole crew of people get on the bus and they go to DC to not go to DC because Eugene lied. Next episode, Carol and Daryl go off chasing a white car, end up in Atlanta, find Grady, and Carol gets hit by a car, which from episode 4 we know, Slaptown, we know she ends up in Grady with Beth. Episode 7, the storylines kind of come together. The pastor of the church has these mental issues. Rick and the crew go off to Grady to try to rescue Beth with Daryl, and everybody hates Chris. And Eugene and Maggie and everyone comes back and saves the day when the church is overrun by zombies. And then they all head off to Atlanta. No, that happened in... Well, yeah, same thing. And then episode 8, that last sentence I just said, plus... Everybody comes together, Beth gets shot in the head because she's like, I want to stab people with scissors, and the police officer's like, I want to blow bitches' brains out with guns, and they had it out, and people died, like, a horrible death, and then everybody else agreed, was like, hey, we're cool, don't kill us, you can stay. And did I miss anything?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, what did I miss?
Basically for that end where Beth suicided herself and got killed by the cop, Maggie had found out via Black Samurai that her sister was still alive, was joyous, and said, let's go find her. And they came just as Daryl was carrying Beth's dead body because she suicided herself. So.
And Maggie just has... This is weird, because when James here, we got going into the whole issues of, this is your sister, she's been missing for like a season pretty much, like half of season 4, half of season 5. And you just gave no fucks about trying to go find her, and now that you learned she's alive, that's all you care about is your sister, your sister, your sister, and then you go off to go save your sister, your fucking sister, just to see her dead.
Well, see, actually, that was my problem going throughout the whole season, because everybody just automatically gave up that everyone else was alive. Like, there was a whole busload of people that escaped. They had an escape plan, and yet everyone was just like...
there were other people, right?
Everyone's dead. There's no point looking for them. You're stupid. Of course they're dead by now. It's like, you've lived for 3 seasons, and you've had this core group, and you're not even going to attempt to look for them.
What was your take on the first half of season 5?
Alright, so I felt like it was an excellent season. I won't say I hated, but I was very passive with The Walking Dead up until season 4 and 5, and as I mentioned before with other people, I think they must have killed off all the horrible actors and possibly some of the writers and got new ones, better ones, because the story highly improved. And, I think it's a joint collaboration of goodness going on. I was very attached and involved in what was going on with characters when they switched from perspective to perspective. I actually cared about the ginger-haired soldier man, Abraham, there we go. I was very concerned with his psychotic break, as he tends to have, and I was also concerned with the new people, because at first I thought they were going to be rapists, and that wasn't fair to Abraham and his red hair. That was wrong of me. But...
What?
Okay, so another thing I enjoyed about this series was the development of both Rick and Coral. Yes, Coral, that's how it's pronounced. Now, Coral is a very precocious child, and he's growing in his manly years. But honestly, he's gotten a lot better. He's pretty dependable, and although he had that really crazy episode where he told his father he could just go die, you know, I'll give him that. He recovered, and he's better.
Every teenager tells their parents to go fucking kill themselves.
So, you know, good job, Coral. Because Rick sure is annoying with that. Coral! Hey, Coral! Coral!
Yeah. I like, just over the course of the last couple of years, well, really since it started, of Rick's mental psyche, like every season, it's like he's having a different mental breakdown, trying to comprehend what's going on. You know, season 1, it was I'm waking up from a coma to this, and season 2, it was I'm trying to hold on to my family and my friends, but I gotta kill my family and friends. Season 3 was I'm king shit, and then I'm not king shit, and then my wife is haunting me, and you know, season 4 is just like, well, season 4 is just a clusterfuck of things. And now season 5, he's just a beast. He's a stone cold killer. You know, you threaten me, that's it. I'm not even going to let you think about it.
I mean, well, season 4, he was all about, you know, peace and trying to be this person that he necessarily wasn't. Because he wanted to set an example for Coral. And for season 5, I think he reached a point, and it was because of Coral. Coral was his breaking point, but he bit a man's neck. He bit a man's neck. And, I mean, good job, Rick. You did what needed to be done. I mean, honestly, people were looking, they were side-eyeing him, but to be honest, you guys were asking him, begging him to come back to his position. He finally did, and he protected his own. He actually hasn't really been that savage. I mean, he said, oh, these cannibals over here, we need to go and completely eliminate them. And I agree. I was with the group that was kind of like, come on, Rick, they're dying in a fire and they're zombies. They can't really escape. But then they escaped. And I was like, well, damn, Rick, you were right.
I was team go fuck them people up. I said that from episode 1 with James. I'm saying it now with you. I was team Rick, go fuck them people up.
I just thought it would have taken care of themselves because of the fire and the zombies together. But I did know, however, that big black butch guy, big black bitch, could not kill that guy in the cabin because he certainly didn't open the door. He was just like, oh, no, no, no. I took care of it. You know, he threatened the baby's life and I killed him. I'm like, no, you didn't. I saw it in his eyes.
Another thing that caught me by surprise, and this is going to sound weird, but I'm black, so I'm playing the black card. Too many black people. You know, Bob, you know, they have the whole give me one more thing, and then they introduced the pastor, who, you know, I thought would just be a random character, but I guess he's kind of a part of the group now with everything that they've been through. And then, you know, they introduced, after Bob dies, they introduced Everybody Hates Chris. So you had the pastor replace Bob once he died, and then you introduced a whole another one. So now there's like, there's 3.
And see,
there's too many. There's too many.
Yeah, certain shows just reach their black people quota. And once they introduced a new black person, you knew another black person would die. And actually, it was because the black chick in the cell, the girlfriend, she died because of Carol. Not died, she was murdered by Carol. That was one black person. So let's say Bob replaced her. Bob is dead, and they introduced both the preacher and...
Everybody Hates Chris.
Thank you. And Everybody Hates Chris, everybody loves. They're just like, hey, he's a face I can like. He's young, although he doesn't have his baby mama anymore because Beth Shirley was going to fill that role.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
She was eyeing that. She killed for that dick. Excuse me. Excuse me. Nice.
No, she killed for the D.
She did.
She killed for the D. She was like, I'm going to give me some, give me some of this.
I mean, she even let him escape, and she smiled when he escaped.
Yeah,
like, he was like, I'm gone, bitch. And she was just like, oh, he escaped. And I was just like, oh,
I can't wait to get rescued by him and get the D.
So, you know, I don't think it's too far-fetched to say that, but I'm saying they introduced Noah, that's his name, and they introduced the preacher, who is suicidal as well. He could easily be fodder. He could be fodder. I mean, he's useless. He is actually useless. I really wanted to see Beth come out of this alive, not because I like her, but because I thought Maggie deserved it. her father died, and even though Maggie conveniently forgot that she had a sister while she was looking for
She
Glenn,
did conveniently forget she had a sister. Like, how do you forget about your sister for a season? Like, oh, well, we left the jail and she went somewhere with Daryl and she never came back with Daryl.
Right. And I mean, but everybody did that. Everybody just, once they separated from the jail, they were just like, everybody else in the world is dead. It doesn't matter. I don't know, you're stupid for thinking that they're alive. Except for Michonne, who pretended to, you know, go be with the zombies, and then she was like, who am I pretending with? I'm not stupid. And she went and found Rick and Coral.
I don't even know, like, that whole thing with Beth, and then everything just...
It was suicide.
It was suicide. Like, you had an out. You were leaving. You were going home. Everything was copacetic under the hood. Everything was fine. You had to go and try to prove yourself. Granted, and I've said this before, everybody on Rick's crew can handle themselves on their own.
They can.
In some shape, way, form, or fashion, they will survive.
Yeah.
Beth did it. That proved the point.
Yeah, I was so proud of Beth because she had survived. She had been the bigger bitch, and she got acknowledged by Dawn even, and the head bitch in charge. And yet she still had to come over there. Well, she wasn't really in charge.
Right.
But come, let her have her title in death. Come on, don't speak ill of the dead. Oh, except for Beth. So Beth took these scissors, and we were just like, you don't need it, Beth. Don't do it. Just keep it in your sleeve. But here she comes, and Chris has to stay. I mean, everybody hates Chris. I mean, Noah, whatever the fuck his name is, he comes over here, and she's like, oh, let me get my slave over here, because he belongs to us. And she's like, no.
Not the dick! Not the dick! Stab!
Exactly. And you know she's been after that dick from day one. Like, this dude escaped. He was like gone, and she was over there with a smile on her face because her man had left. She was just, I don't know.
You're gonna come back and save me, and we're gonna pork, and it's gonna be amazing because I've never had black dick.
Right.
And she's just all excited.
And he actually did come back. I thought he was gonna dip out, but he saw that Daryl could kick his ass, and he didn't.
Nah, he was trying to dip out though.
Right. Originally he was trying to
dip
dip
out.
out, but I mean he came back. He did come back and show them the way. He didn't trick them or anything, and you know, kudos for that. But as soon as that exchange happened, she just snapped. She was like, I'm done with life, because logically, Rick and them could have easily come back and rescued him. They would have, but it escalated. And it's too late, too bad, so sad. Not really. I'm just sad for Maggie, even though she kind of forgot she had a sister.
I'm not sad for Maggie because she didn't care. She didn't care for a season that she had a sister. Just fuck you, Beth.
Well, now we know for sure that she and Glenn will have a baby. What? What's that you say? You're surprised? No, this was the second scare that she was pregnant. And now she is the only surviving member of her family. Sans her husband, Glenn. And they are apparently very fertile, so I'm just saying, next time, third time is the charm. There's going to be a baby in this house. This potential figurative house that they don't quite live in just yet.
With that said, on Mark,
I'm Fortessa.
This is Rage Candy, and I'm nervously waiting for February.
Yay! I'm gonna forget when it comes out, and then I'll be surprised when everything is there all at once and I can just binge watch as I do.